everyone, and welcome to Season 2, Episode 8 of Talk About It Tuesday. Today I'm here with Deputy Chief Julie Craddock. Welcome.
Thank you.
Today we're here to talk about Julie's experience policing and also her working partnership with the Sexual Assault Survivor Center in Sarnia, Lambton. Someone who has also worked in a male-dominated industry, it was important for me to ask you how you stay confident and what motivates you to keep going.
Oh, so this is a good question. I'm in my 30th year of policing, and what I can tell you is that over the last 30 years, policing has really evolved a lot. And the workplace culture has changed a lot.
That's amazing.
So my experiences that I had as a very young officer, where there really wasn't very many women in the organization, it was really noticeable. And I will say that throughout my career, I've seen some really positive changes. And I think that what I've always tried to focus on is our shared vision and goal. Everyone that wears the uniform and that works in a policing organization is really here because we care about public safety. And that's something that draws us together. And for me, it's always been more about looking at people's skill sets, the differences that we bring to each situation, depending on our experience, our gender sometimes, and it's really been more focusing on the things that we are alike, and not always focusing on the differences. And I'm motivated here because of the great work that's happening by every single member of this organization. We have some amazing civilian professionals that are supporting our front line. And we have some really amazing police officers, whether they're in investigative units and specialized units that are working with the homeless population, that are working in the mental health and crisis areas of the organization. And then again, our frontline patrol, there's just so many dedicated people here that it's actually really easy to stay motivated because they're so motivated.
That is wonderful. Well, I'm glad to hear that you're able to stand in your power and everyone comes together for the same goal. So it's perfect.
Yeah, and I think when we do focus on, really how we are alike and we don't always focus on how we're different, that can be really powerful as well.
That's awesome. So you were sworn in March of 2023. So we're coming up on the 1-year anniversary working with the Sarnia Police. How has your experience been in Sarnia thus far? And what stands out about our community here in Sarnia, Lambton?
Oh, wow. Yeah, so it really has flown by. It's hard to believe that I've been here for almost a year. And I think that's actually a testament to the community, is that I feel like I've been really welcomed here. I've been able to get involved in a lot of different community events. And I've also been really welcomed into this organization. And, that's something. I was 28 years in a different organization, and coming into the Sarnia Police Service as really an outsider, as a stranger, was a little bit nerve-wracking. And I can say within the organization, I've been embraced. We've already, in the short time that I've been here, made some really positive strides to move things forward. And the community has also embraced me, so it's been really, really good. I think the thing that has surprised me the most is I came from a much larger sort of GTA community where there was infrastructure and social services in place, and I didn't know what that was going to look like here. And the amount of people that are doing really positive, amazing things in the community at the grassroots level, without funding, without the some of the systemic processes in place, has been really eye-opening for me, almost overwhelming, to the point where I keep asking when I go to community meetings, I need a list of all the work that's happening, because there's just so much good things that are happening, and there really is a strong sense of community here, of looking out for each other, and working together to make the community healthy and a really safe place to be.
Amazing. And what do you hope to accomplish in the next year?
Oh, wow. So we have a lot happening right now. One of my big goals and commitments when I came here was to get an auxiliary police unit up and running, and I'm really proud to say that we are almost there.
Yes.
We have our offers out, and the training for that unit will be starting in January, and that unit's going to support some of the frontline operations that we're doing. They're going to be involved in community events that we're doing. So that was a commitment that I made when I came here, and it's taken a little while, but I'm really happy that we're going to be able to achieve that. We're also moving towards a much better model of supporting victims of intimate partner violence and sexual assault offenses, really looking at those types of investigations a little bit more holistically so that there's more of a wraparound support for people that are experiencing those types of crimes. We have some other great things happening. We're really excited that we're going to be next year introducing a canine position. So, you know, from the public perspective, everybody loves the dog because it's just such an amazing, you know, it's such an amazing asset to an organization. But for us, we're really looking at it to support the frontline work that our members are doing. To be able to deploy a canine timely can really end with a much quicker positive result in terms of apprehension of suspects, and can really reduce the burden on some of the investigative time that happens when we have to go into long extended investigations when we don't make that apprehension right away. So great work happening with our impact teams. And you know, something else that's very near and dear to me is I've been really involved my entire career with vulnerable populations, and just in the last couple of weeks, we introduced a youth engagement and diversion team. So moving away from a youth crime sort of portfolio to really looking at how do we divert young people out of the system so that we can not sort of put them into that stream and label them as offenders, but we can look at some of the underlying root causes that are causing maybe the criminal behavior so that they can address those behaviors and then stream out of the system instead of into it. So lots happening. There's so much happening every day around here that it's sometimes hard to keep up.
Big things to come in the next year.
Big things to come,
well,
yes.
Congratulations.
Yeah, lots happening.
I know it's important for you to work closely with the Sexual Assault Survivor Center. Do we have any exciting news that we can share?
We do. So just a little bit before that, I'm chairing the Community Safety and Wellbeing Plan for Sarnia as part of the Lambton County Plan. And one of the things that we talk about a lot with community safety and well-being is really the importance of community partnership, and that the well-being and the safety of the community is really the shared responsibility. And that's been my philosophy for a very long time in policing, that no single sector really is responsible alone or can do the work alone. So partnerships are something that are very, very important to me. And one of the first real meetings I had when I came here was actually with the Sexual Assault Survivor Center, and that relationship has continued to grow. So I'm really happy to say that we were successful in receiving provincial funding for the Victim Services Grant. And when we wrote to that funding, it was really with the mindset that we would be partnering with other agencies. So part of that was to bring victim services, to embed them into the Sarnia Police Service, to look at charge and non-charge intimate partner violent occurrences that our members were dealing with. And the other really exciting part of that was to partner with the Sexual Assault Survivor Center to deliver really a trauma-informed training to all of our frontline members and our communicators, because they are the ones that are answering those calls, to make sure that the reporting experience and that initial contact with members of the Sarnia Police Service is done in a really informed way. The second part of that is we have introduced what we call a first responder program, and that will be something that's starting in January. 2 officers from every one of our frontline platoons will receive additional training, and the goal is that they will be the ones that are dispatched on those calls, so that, again, that first contact is done in a really positive manner. And the Sexual Assault Center will be delivering that training. And then the final piece of the grant will be working with another organization that will be delivering Be Safer training, which is really about the risk mitigation, doing that safety planning for victims of IPV. So a lot happening, and again, it's really so that we can sort of provide that more holistic wraparound support for those reporting, that when charges are laid, we can make sure that we're doing proper risk mitigation and offender management strategies, and that we're able to, we know that these types of offenses cause a lot of harm, and that they're really impactful for the person that's experiencing that. And our goal is to minimize the trauma of reporting and to make sure that people feel supported. So, and we would not be able to do that without your organization. So
we're so happy to work with you.
Yeah,
thank you for being here today
you.
Also.
Yeah, thank you.
We're happy to have her on Talk About It Tuesday. Julie Craddock, now a Tuesday talker.
Thanks.
Thanks, guys.